We're going to run through the flow along a curve command. That's one that we use quite often if we're doing a sign and we need to make some text or some objects flow along the bottom of a circle, a curve, an ellipse, a number of different things. To speed this up, I've already drawn myself a circle and I have the text that I want to flow, in this case, along the inside of this circle. Lots of times it's easier if we're working with a full circle if we split it so we just have an arc. So we're going to start with that and we're just going to split this about in half. So I drew a line, click on that, type split, enter, select cutting object would be that line. Now we have two separate halves and that'll make it easier to get this lined up where we want it to be. Next thing we need to do is we need to know how long this arc here is. So if we highlight it, we can type length, hit enter, and up here in the command line it tells us that that's 18.349 inches. Our next step is going to be to draw, excuse me, just a straight line that is that long. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to go 18.439, enter, click, enter. So here's my line. Okay. This line is going to be the basis for where we put this and ultimately where that shows up on here. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that record history is on. That will allow us to make changes to either of these and move them where we want them to be without having to redo the whole process. So I'm going to type the command flow, hit enter. It says select objects to flow along a curve. That's going to be our text. We hit enter. Base curve is going to be this line that I just drew. So I'm going to select near one end, like it says. So I'm going to click out here. Target curve is going to be where we want it to go. So I'm going to click over here along this end, and we can see it moves it into there, and it flows it along that curve. Now, because we had record history on, and it does unhighlight as we go, we can move and modify this, and it modifies it real time on what's going on there. So we might see that these are not quite lined up right. We could use a line, do vertical center, and now it moves that. If we want it to be on the bottom of the curve, we could select that. We could move it. Because we had record history on, it allows us to make all of those changes. Now we could do the same thing if we wanted to, let's turn off ortho. If we wanted to flow something along a curve like that. I'm going to make a copy of just our text and I'll run through the same thing again. Click on that, type length, tells us it's 23.091 inches. It's a full length. So we'll draw our line, 23.091. And now, depending on where I want that to be on the line, I can go through and do the same thing again. I'm going to do record history, type flow, select the object I want to flow, select the base curve, and select the target curve. Now again, because I had record history on, I can move this around and get it to just where I want it. And then when I'm happy, I can do whatever else I want with it. So record history, flow, select base curve, select target curve, and then we can adjust things a little bit based on where we want them to go.